Hello, I'm Gunjan, and today we are going to do the cleaning of a data set. So we have a file, Boston crime data, and we are going to do some basic cleaning. As a data scientist, it's very important that the data that we are analyzing should be trustworthy. And for that, we need to clean the data. As part of cleaning, there are a few steps which we will go ahead and see what do I mean with cleaning. But let's first import the pandas and read the file. The file which I have is crime.csv, so I'm going to read pd.read csv crime.csv, and I'm going to print the same. Shift enter, and there is an error. The reason is because the file has some UTF-8 values. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type encoding is equal to ANSI, and I'm going to shift enter again. Here you have data. If you see, shooting column has your null values basically, and you have 319073 rows. Some of the rows might be having values which are not null for shooting. So the first aspect of cleaning is, if majority of the values in a particular column is null, then we need to filter out the data for null. Otherwise our representation would be skewed. So let's do that. I'm going to use isNull method, and I'm going to store it in Boston crime null. Not very innovative with naming. Boston crime null, shift enter, and we see which all columns are having null values. What it means is false means the value is not null, because we have taken the method as is null, and shooting, since it is null, it shows us as true. Now we want to identify the rows which are having any column as null, and for that we can modify our code here itself. We can use any, and xs means x-axis or y-axis, and when you use xs as 1, it would mean it would mean that we are looking at the column, just the column. Let's try and print it. Here you go. So we have 319073 rows printed out, some of them true, some of them false. So this is the list of record. Now what I want to do is I want to print it. I want to print all the column values in the output, and for that I need to use Boston crime null as my column input, and my file name is Boston crime, and I'll be storing it in Boston crime only null data. Okay, here you go, and we are going to print it. Yeah, we have 318102 rows because any of the column or any one of the column is null in these rows. So now we have a filtered data based on null. Next, what we want to do is we want to drop some of the columns which are redundant. For an instance, if you look at the data, we go to the right, we have occurred on date, which has year value, month value, and the hour value, and we have 3 separate columns: year, month, and hour, and they all represent the same thing, what is represented under occurred on day. So they are pretty redundant, so we should be dropping those. And then under location, we have the same latitude and longitude, which is also represented under latitude and longitude. So we can drop location as well. So we'll take this set and we'll use drop method, and columns is equal to columns. The list would come under square bracket year, month, hour, location, and I would store this in Boston crime drop redundant data. Let's take this. So we have done something wrong. Let's take a look. We haven't named it correctly. Now I will shift enter. Here you go. So you don't have your year, month, or hour column or the location column. Now, this was the second step of cleaning. The third step of cleaning is identifying the misspellings. For an instance, under offense description, if you have misspellings, then it would be inappropriate to do any kind of analysis of that. And for that, I would want to check the unique values under offense description and see if there are any misspellings. So I'll take this data frame, and the column which I want to read is offense description, and I want to use unique method to look at the unique values. So Boston crime unique values. I'll take this, shift enter, and I can see all the unique values under offense description, and I can validate if there are any misspellings which I need to correct. So that was a quick look, 3 ways of data cleaning that you can do, and again within 7 lines of code. Thank you.